We have 5 kids with one on the way, and we've been feeling like we really need to get a better handle on their chores. So we bought the Hearth Display. It's a pretty big purchase, so I thought I'd share our experience with it so far in case you're thinking of getting one, and also just our experience with managing our kids' chores in general, because that's been a real journey and we've learned a lot along the way. So when our family started growing, we quickly realized that we were going to need some sort of a system to keep on top of the household chores and to make sure that the kids are each doing their part to help with those things. Now, I grew up as an only child and my husband only had one sibling. So even though both of our moms were very neat and tidy, our moms mostly did all that by themselves. So neither of us really had any examples of how to delegate with multiple kids and keep everything orderly. So the first thing that I did was ask another mom who seemed to really have it together. I mean, she had a lot of kids and her house was always spotless. So I asked her what her secret was, and she recommended a couple of books called Managers of Their Chores and Managers of Their Homes, which I can't find at the moment, but both of these books were written by a Christian couple who came up with a very organized system for managing their large household. I really enjoyed reading them, and I got a lot of good little nuggets of information in them. So I do recommend them if you're just getting started with managing your kids' chores. I think the most important thing that I learned from these books is to really plan ahead for things, and that way you won't be constantly feeling like you're trying to get caught up. So when it comes to keeping the house in order, it's really helpful to write down all of those things that need to be done, not just right now, but in the future, and break those down by frequency. So some things obviously need to be done every day, like doing the dishes or taking out the trash, but then there's other things that only need to be done once or twice a week. And you should even think about the things that only need to be done once in a while, like once per month, such as the deep cleaning type of chores. And if you can list all those things out, then I think you'll already be in better shape because you'll know exactly what needs to be done and when. Now, as far as their system for getting those things done, we did follow their system for a while, but it felt like a lot of work to maintain, so it just wasn't sustainable for us. So just to give you an example, here is one of the sheets that we were using to keep track of our schedules. So, and I had to make many versions of this schedule. So here's like, yeah, I have tons and tons of these, you know, because it was like a constant work in progress. This is our school schedule. And there was also this chore management system, which involved cutting out these type of cards and putting them in a little lanyard for each of your kids. So when you make a schedule, you'll inevitably need to make tweaks to it as you go along. There's really no way to have a perfect system right off the bat without testing it out, seeing how it works for your family, and then making adjustments. So I felt like we were constantly having to reprint this, and that was a huge pain. Also, this just felt too inflexible for us. I wanted something that was a bit less rigid than this. So we scrapped this system and we built ourselves a big chore board. This is made out of 2 large metal sheets that we bought on Etsy and we screwed into the wall. And then we got these dry erase magnets from Amazon in different colors and used them to list out the things that needed to be done each day. Now, this was a huge improvement over the first way because now we're able to move those magnets around. We could simply erase them and rewrite something if we needed to tweak the schedule. And we also bought these smaller magnets that the kids could use to mark off each task when they finished doing it. So that made it a bit more fun for the kids, and it worked really well for about a year. And after that, things just got more complicated because our younger kids were growing up, getting older and more capable of doing more chores, and we were just running out of space on this board to keep track of everything. Plus, if you have events that you're trying to keep track of or lots of one-off to-dos, then this board just doesn't really cut it. So that's why we started looking into digital displays like the Hearth. We did research different displays before we landed on the Hearth, but the reason we ended up choosing the Hearth in the end is because it has this really cool routines feature. This feature allows you to create dynamic lists of to-dos that happen on a regular basis in a specific order. This made it really easy for us to schedule out the kids' chores that they need to do in the morning, for example, their schoolwork because we're homeschooling, and then their afternoon chores and their evening chores. And it also has a really nice feature where you can choose to view only one task on the routine at a time, along with an emoji that helps the younger children to understand what the chore is, even if they can't read. After you complete a task, the display throws you a little confetti, and then when you complete the entire routine, you get an entire screen of confetti that rewards you for completing your routine.
Was that super fast?
Yeah, that was super fast.
Now I need to brush my teeth.
Okay, I guess I'll have to come with you for that part.
Yeah?
Yeah. If you complete the same routine more than one day in a row, then you can start to earn streaks. It's just a lot of fun. And that was really a big selling point for us since we really want to make it more fun for our kids to do their chores. I also like that you can customize each user's profile so they can have a photo of themselves, and you can even customize the look of each routine for each user. Another problem that we had was keeping track of our reward system. So our kids are required to do their morning chores, their afternoon chores, and their schoolwork before they're allowed to play any video games or have any sort of screen time. They get 30 minutes each of screen time per day, and after that, if they want to play any more, then they will need to do extra chores in order to earn extra time. And this is where I get even more help around the house, such as more deep cleaning type of jobs that need to be done on a regular basis. So before getting the Hearth, the kids would have to ask me what extra chores I had available that day, and I'd have to rack my brain to remember what things hadn't been done and needed to be done. So that was an annoying thing for me every day, and we did figure out a way to solve that problem by using the Hearth Display. So aside from the routines feature, the Hearth also has a separate to-do list feature, which allows you to add tasks that don't need to be completed in any particular order. You can also have multiple to-do lists for different things. So I created a separate to-do list called Extra Chores, and then I scheduled out all of the things that I would like to have done around the house according to the frequency that they need to be done. To-dos can be recurring, so I use that feature to do all of the planning ahead of time. The other cool thing is that you can either assign a particular to-do item to a particular person, or you can leave it open to be completed by anyone. So I left all of these open, and when the kids want an extra chore, all they have to do is check that extra chore list and see what tasks are available that day, and then they can claim whichever task they want to do. I have access to everything that is on the Hearth Display in the app on my phone, so I can see from anywhere which tasks have been completed and by whom. It's really, really useful and really frees me up to work on my own projects while still keeping tabs on what the kids are doing. There's also a calendar feature, which we have synced to our Google and Apple calendars. As of right now, there is no meal planning feature, although Hearth is saying that they will be releasing that feature in the future. I've suggested some features as well, such as a timer feature. I think it would be super helpful if each user could have the ability to set their own timer so that multiple timers can be going on at the same time and all in one place, and that I could monitor from my phone app. That would be a real game changer for us since we use timers to limit the kids during their screen time. For the time being, though, we're using a commercial kitchen timer with multiple channels, but it's not nearly as slick as using the Hearth Display. Installing the Hearth was super easy. I was really shocked at how easy it was to install by myself. I was a bit disappointed that the frame isn't made out of real wood. I kind of expected it to be real wood, but it's just fake. I do think it would be cool if they offered more premium frame options in the future, or if they upgraded the screen so that it's even more realistic looking as an art piece on the wall, like the Samsung frame TV is. But that would probably be more expensive, and I really can't complain because it does look very nice and it blends in well with the rest of our decor. The only difficulties that we've had with the Hearth are that we ran into a couple of small bugs in the software, probably because we were really stretching the system with our super long and complicated routines. However, the support team was really quick to respond, and we've been really happy with the support that we've received so far. Ultimately, small bugs aside, everything's been working for us the way it's supposed to, and we're really happy that we chose the Hearth over the other displays that are on the market. They just really thought about kids when they created this display, and I think that all of those small but important details are what really set the Hearth apart from the other displays. I do like it so much that I signed up for their affiliate program. So if you purchase the Hearth through my link, you will get 50%, not 50%, sorry, I wish it was 50%, but you'll get $50 off of your order. You can use the link in the description to automatically apply the coupon code, or you can enter the code that you see on the screen to get your $50 off. Just go to hearthdisplay.com and enter the coupon code on the screen at checkout, or click on my affiliate link in the description. If you want any more details about how we manage our kids' chores or their school, or if you have any questions, just leave a comment. Now I'm gonna get back to working on some other stuff. Bye for now.